Can you hear me? Hello, everybody. How's it going? Why can't I hear myself in my head? What is this? What is this? What? I think my headphone settings have been messed up the last couple of days. I don't really know why. I don't know. I just gotta make sure this is still on the right thing. Okay, it is. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Today, I don't know. I just felt like chilling, hanging out. I wanted to stream today. I'm tired. We might have some activities planned for later, but it is actually, hold on. It's actually freaking me out. I think my headphones are messed up. Hold on. I have to do something good. Pairing to my device. Please fix. Please. I'm good today. Did art? Hell yeah. That's always good. What if I did it like this? Oh my god, that's worse. What about this? What about this? What about this? What the hell? What about this? Why? What? Huh? What? Huh? What? I don't know. It like reset my settings and then now I don't. Everything's messed up on my headphones. I've been freaking it the last couple of days. But yeah. Yesterday we watched the Summer Game Fest. And that was fun. I do think I was watching it. So after I finished watching it on stream with you guys, I was watching it again. I watched it again. In fact, I watched it again twice. And with each rewatch, I was like, I think I was just hating. Yesterday. By the end of it yesterday, I was like, I don't know if I cared about this at all. And then I was rewatching it and I was like, you know what? No, actually, this was really good. This was really good. I think I was just in an apathetic mood yesterday. I don't know what that was about. But it was actually pretty decent. In the grand scheme of things. Let me see, what SGF announcement. Every game announcement at Summer Games Fest. I want them in order. It's probably the best Summer Game Fest they did. So here's the thing. Probably, I don't think there was any misses in there. But at the same time, I wasn't explicitly like nut busting over any of them. Compared to other Summer Game Fests, you know what? I've enjoyed Summer Game Fest in the past. That's why I was thinking after the stream yesterday, I was like, thinking back on last year's, I kind of enjoyed last year's. It wasn't the best by any means, but it was okay. And we had that high guard kerfuffle at the end. But overall, it was fine. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, the more I was thinking about the last one they did, I was like, oh, this one is way better. This one was way better. So I started fixing my score in my brain. Hope Jeff keeps it up with 2027. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be interesting. Most of the games on this list will have been out by then, except for one of the 2 Cuphead games. Alien Isolation is not coming out yet. Gen Atlas probably won't be out for 10 more years. The majority have like a release date. Crossfire doesn't have a release date. But about a good chunk of them are either games that are already out or in early access or have a release date for the next couple of years, this year or next year. So probably won't get any like rehashes next year. Because this year there was a lot of stuff that I was like, oh yeah, they announced this before, they showed this before in previous years. Like Chronicles Medieval, they showed before. Sort of Legends, they showed before. Dawnwalker, they showed before. Zero Companies, they've showed before. They spoiled Saw Genesis. Jigsaw was like, or not Jigsaw, Billy was in the crowd. Galactic Racer we've been waiting for. We all knew Final Fantasy VII was coming. Control Resonance almost out. Assassin's Creed will be out in a few weeks. Stranger Than Heaven has been big. Like, a lot of it wasn't, like, new. And even Gen Atlas, the Ueda game, was talked about as Project Robo or something. Like, a few years ago. So, none of it was really, like, out of left field. It was just good stuff. There wasn't really anything in here that was, like, mind-blowing to me or super surprising. But none of it was bad. It was all pretty solid. So I hope that keeps going. So I hope that keeps going. I will say the Sea of Remnants trailer did suck. But that's because they had a real trailer for it last year, I think, when they first announced the game. And this time it was just kind of like a music video, but the music was like pop punk, but it wasn't pop punk. It was just like some weird capitalist version of pop punk. And so I was like, I'm not sure I like what's going on here, but it wasn't like badly produced or anything. It was just like a little weird and a little not indicative of anything in particular. And obviously there's stuff in it that I don't care about, but like it wasn't like I don't care about it because it's bad. It's just I don't care about it because it's not my type of thing. Like Pal World or Hot Wheels or whatever. The Tupac thing was weird. The Tupac thing was really weird. Yeah. And then Stellar Blade 2 probably being an AI game is disappointing. It's really sad. Because it looked sick as fuck. Of all those celebrity cameos, him. Well, I wouldn't mind it. But he's been dead. Since before I was born. which is fucking insane. You know what the Tupac thing felt like for me, and what I have a lot of the problem with in Stranger Than Heaven. Stranger Than Heaven, well, first of all, RGG has been in a lot of people's bad books since Kiwami 3, Yakuza Kiwami 3, which was a bad game. You are much better off going out and playing the original Kiwami, or the original Yakuza 3. It's just a weird situation. I don't know what their plan was. That is like making a remake, but it's a downgrade in almost every way. Deleting character arcs. Just having a weird, no like consistent art direction. And then just having like some weird stuff going on in the background for Kiwami 3. It's just crazy. Like, let's remake the game and get rid of it. It's trying to make it branded as like everything that you wanted before, and then like make it worse, and also it looks weird. And it's got weird shit in it, and they got rid of a bunch of stuff. Just not really a good product. So that was already a problem. But then Stranger Than Heaven, I genuinely have not had really any interest in Stranger Than Heaven since they announced it. Because there are two things about it. It has a very, very interesting premise of a character who is a Japanese American starting in 1915, going through 50 years of his life, and having this intense tie to music and mafia in a way that is distinctly different than Yakuza. But accompanying that, it does very much feel like Celebrity Cameo the game, which is just weird, and it doesn't really feel like cohesive in a way. There are historic stories, historical fiction stories that tell the lives of characters and, you know, how they might cross paths with famous individuals over time. They've done it in comedy, they've done it in drama, they've done it in fantasy, they've done it all sorts of ways, in movies especially. And some of them hit, some of them don't. But it's not like a new thing, but in this particular case, it just feels weird. It just doesn't feel very cohesive. It doesn't really feel like they trust themselves to execute on the premise that they already had, that I find very, very interesting. And instead are like, here's a bunch of famous people, Japanese American, whoever, and also Tupac, who's been dead for 30 years. It's just, and they also use a Japanese actor. What's his name? Bunta Sugawara, who also has been dead since 2014. And he's just a little strange. And truthfully, not only is it like weird in that sense, It just feels very disparate. It doesn't feel like it trusts itself to be anything, and so is relying heavy on these names, like these big IP names, or like these big names, even to the point where the trailer is just like, here's a bunch of names of famous people, and it's like, okay, what about the game though? Because everything you showed me up until that point felt really interesting. It had some tension, had some character premise, and some contrast in the way that maybe the narrative would go. And it's just like a little bit of interest and intrigue there. And then it's just like, oh yeah, and here's Snoop Dogg and Tori Kelly and Otto and a couple of dead guys and so on and so forth. And it's just like, when I first saw the Tupac announcement, I was very much like, what the fuck? But then, after that, I was very much like, you know what it feels like? It feels like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, Stan Lee's likeness was sold by his familial estate to be used in AI. And that's weird and gross and feels like it goes against who Stan Lee was as a person and his ideals and his beliefs. And the Tupac thing feels exactly the same way, minus the AI. And in fact, the majority of the game feels that way. It feels like, oh, what if we saw, in the same vein that a lot of like AI is like, oh, what if we saw a bunch of disparate people all together doing a thing in a way that I don't find very intriguing or satisfactory, like at all. Right, having Snoop Dogg, Otto, Tori Kelly, and Tupac, alongside Akio Otsuka, who is massive actor and voice actor, and a few others. Did I even say Snoop Dogg already? I think I did. Kind of makes it feel like every time I hear anything about it or see any of the trailers, just kind of feels like a bunch of disparate things put together to have like a funny premise. Like like Trump, Biden, Obama AI playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005. You know what I mean? Like there's a novelty to it. There's not really any substance, and it just feels weird. And at first glance, I'm like, oh, you know, that could be fun, that could be funny. And it almost immediately fades away. Which I think is a shame, because I think it's got a really interesting initial premise with a cool take on maybe a different version of the Yakuza than the mainstream Yakuza games, then Judgment, then, you know, the Makima Pirate game, which also had Drewski in it, but that was more of like a cameo, right? There's been real people in Yakuza for a long time, but it's been like cameos, you know? It's not like the big bill on the front of the box in all of the forefront of the marketing or anything like that. And you know what? I'm not like against guest appearances in video games by any means. You know, even Snoop Dogg himself has a great stage in Tekken, you know? Exhibit is in NFL Street 2, and that's the coolest shit ever. But it fits what's going on. And and with Stranger Than Heaven, what's going on feels like it is like forcing all of these elements together. And then that's what's supposed to be going on. And it's not the same thing. It's not really integrated well, at least for me. It doesn't feel like it. There is, you know, there's a huge draw. You know, when you hear something like, oh, Snoop Dogg and Otto and whatever are on the same track. And you're like, how did that happen? And you go check it out. And regardless of what you think of it, it's just like, it is what it is, right? But it feels less like it doesn't feel necessary, is what I'm trying to say. It feels like this is all for pure marketing and doesn't really have anything to do with the game. They're just doing it because they can afford to do it. And the more big names they get attached to it, the better, right? Which is fair. That's not like a thing that you wouldn't do, but it is just strange. Regardless of whether or not they have permission. It just feels disparate, I guess is what I'm trying to get around to. It doesn't feel cohesive, like, at all. It definitely feels more like a marketing tactic than a narrative necessity. Or like any kind of like creative effort. And it works in some games, like in Hitman, because there's enough game present, with a pedigree present, to be like, yeah, the game is fun and the gameplay loop is fun and there's a lot to do and there's customization and roguelike mode and all this stuff before you start adding like Conor McGregor and Wiz Khalifa to the game or whoever, right? Whereas this doesn't have anything, and the core of the game is these appearances. Which just like doesn't feel satisfying, like at all. But I guess it is what it is. I'm sure it'll probably sell well and it'll be fine. But then on top of that, we got to see Stellar Blade 2 look kind of fucking sick. But then there's just like a bunch of AI Chinese in the background and it's like, well... it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Hitman World of Assassination. Wasn't Eminem in the game? And then there was like... Let's see. The elusive targets. Wiz Khalifa, you know, like... Slim Shady. The Dragon. Mads Mikkelsen, you know. It feels fine because it's not the core of the game, it's an additive part to the game. I'm all for guest characters, I'm all for cameos, I'm all for whatever. They're fun. But when it's like the core of the game, I'm not interested at all. Because then like, it feels like you're telling me like, this stuff is the game. Rather than like, we have a game, and these just so happen to be the people who fit the game. It feels like we want a bunch of people to be associated with us and our product. I guess we'll make a game and put them all in it. You know, I'm not looking forward to Stranger Than Heaven, although you'd think that I would be. But I'm just not. I'm just not. I am looking forward to some of the other stuff, though. I wish Star Wars Company, or Zero Company... The thing is, when you have... I love tactics RPGs, strategy RPGs, whatever you want to call them. XCOM likes, Fire Emblem likes. You know, I love XCOM, I love Fire Emblem, I love Dark Deity and Advanced Wars, and I've played a bunch of other ones as well over the years. Troubleshooter, Eternal Poison, I haven't gotten around to, but it's an old one, an old niche one. The point being, I love tactical RPGs, I love Marvel Midnight Suns, so on and so forth. And I'm sure that I'm gonna like Star Wars Zero Company. The problem is, those kinds of games do not trailer well. They don't trailer well, like at all. And neither did Zero Company. Really, the only way to make a strategy RPG generate any kind of hype whatsoever is to be whatever marketing department Nintendo assigns to Intelligent Systems games. Like, there's not gonna be any hype around it unless it's fucking Fire Emblem. And that's a shame because I think it's one of my favorite genres of games ever since I played Disgaea when I was a kid. And Zero Company is no exception. It just also has that kind of like untrailerable vibe to it. And I was watching it and I was like, man, I wouldn't have done it like this. I wouldn't have showed this part of the gameplay, or would have added a little extra sauce here, or like so on and so forth. But it's what they showed, and it didn't seem bad, it just didn't seem hyped up. Which is a shame. It is what it is. Also, they just announced, speaking of strategy RPGs, they just announced Dark Deity 3. I haven't even played the second one yet. My name is in the first one. Like, Byzantine Soul is in the first one. I kickstarted that game. Before I was even a streamer, I had the Byzantine Soul name, and I kickstarted it. But I played some of it. I never finished it. And then I haven't played the second one. I gotta play the second one. I gotta play the first one, I gotta play the second one, and then I gotta play the third one when it comes out. It's like, damn. Damn. Dark Deity, Kickstarter, credits. Put me in, coach. I was trying to look it up, but I don't think I can see it on Moby Games because I think I was just a digital deluxe backer and not a super duper uber backer. God, Shogun, Emperor, Daimyo, King, Deity, Supreme, Overlord, Shogun, Lord, Emperor, Sultan, Fucklepuff, 14th of the 10th, Esquire. Was an astral backer of the game, which is a hilarious name. A hilarious name. But idiot what it is. Idiot what it is. It is what it is. I think I just backed the digital deluxe edition. It feels like so long ago, because it was. That was like 2021. Maybe more. When did they start this? 2020 even, maybe? I don't know. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know. I guess it came out in 2021. Holy shit. Holy shit. Well, it is what it is. Overall, the state of, I almost said the state of play. The state of play was pretty okay as well overall, but Summer Games Fest was pretty okay overall as well. It was a good show, and I was just kind of apathetic. I was kind of hating. I did enjoy some of it though. I am excited about Final Fantasy Revelation. Final Fantasy VII Revelation. But my excitement wasn't at its peak because I still haven't played Rebirth. I loved Remake and Remake Intergrade. I just still have not played Rebirth. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We shall see. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about Summer Games Fest for a while. I didn't really have anything to yap about. I just wanted to yap for a minute. I just wanted to yap. Get my stream in so I don't forget how to do it. I was gonna stream earlier, but I did not have the chance to. And maybe I'll tell that story tomorrow before the Xbox showcase. Which I have to make a thumbnail for. Did I make that thumbnail already? I thought I did. Hold on. Did I? I don't know if I did. Thumbnails. Reacts. Oh, I didn't. I forgot. I forgot. Okay, hold on. We're goated. We're gonna do this. Xbox showcase. Image. Big image. Honestly, I don't have any predictions. They moved Fable to next year. They canceled Perfect Dark remake, reboot. They're having a Gears of War direct afterwards. So I'm just gonna assume they're gonna announce something Gears of War. Because that just makes sense. But other than that, I really don't see any particular reason for them to do anything super crazy. All the stuff that I like expected has been revealed already. Wolverine, Tokad, God of War, Final Fantasy VII. Those are all the things that I knew were coming for sure, no matter what. I just didn't know where they'd be, and they've all been revealed already. So my only guess is that they're gonna bring Halo back. They're making Destiny 3. They're not making Destiny 3. That shit got canned. But I truly don't have any predictions for the Xbox showcase. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I wouldn't even know where to begin. That shit is crazy. Where would you... What would we even do? What would we even... No, shit, I accidentally clicked on my own stream. That was scary. I don't want to hear myself talk. That's what your ears are for. What? It's also hard because they don't do like exclusives. They don't have any storied franchises left except for Gears of War. So it's kind of like, what do they even show, you know? Because the stuff that they did have, they canceled. The stuff that they did have, they said, we're not making that shit anymore. It's like, okay. Well, what if I was excited about Perfect Dark? What if we've been waiting for Fable to come out for like 3 years, and you just keep pushing it back? Because I was excited about Perfect Dark. I won't even lie to you. Bro, I can't even remember the last Xbox showcase. I thought they were going to show something relative to me, and instead it was... I can't even remember what I was excited about. But whatever I was hoping it was not that, and it was instead... Call of Duty Black Ops 7 with with some AI thrown in there, and I was like, oh my god, come on, man. Come on. So I truly don't know what to expect tomorrow for that. What should I title it? Halo... They're making Destiny 3, guys. Wait. I don't know if that's like a good title, and I don't particularly care. I really do think they're probably, if they're gonna do anything, it's probably not gonna be, it's probably gonna be Gears of War, because it has to be Gears of War, because that's all that's left in their catalog. They might show off some new hardware or something, but like, other than that, I can't imagine they're gonna do anything crazy. Although you never know. They've shown some interesting independent games that have come out. Like, I remember they showed Keeper, the Lightkeeper game, which was interesting. I did not play it, but it was interesting. What could they possibly... you know what? Let me see. What are people predicting? What are they predicting? They'll probably show something Bethesda for sure, probably, right? Maybe Doom DLC. Okay, now that I remember that they kind of got a Doom thing going on, they'll probably show some Doom DLC. Oh, I forgot they announced this. Oh my god. They announced that they're remaking Halo Combat Evolved again. So they probably will release that at some point. Gears of War, they've announced it. They've got a direct after. I'm sure that's going to be there. Fable was pushed back. Clockwork Revolution was revealed a long time ago and is probably going to be there. Other than that, probably more Call of Duty. Unfortunately, probably more Call of Duty. Probably a new Call of Duty and also an announcement of whatever weird restructuring bullshit they've been doing lately. Because they've been having a lot of problems. I don't expect Banjo to be there. I don't expect anything even remotely rare to be there. I don't expect Marvel's Blade to be there, the Blade game to be there. It could be, but I doubt it. Honestly, they'll probably just be Halo, maybe a little Fable thing to be like, to hold you over until February, or whenever it's supposed to come out. I think it's February. Yeah, February 2027. Maybe. They showed, I guess they did show Silksong last year, which was pretty sick. And 2 years ago, they showed some stuff that 2 years ago is the one that I remember with Stalker 2 and Gears of War E-Day and the Perfect Dark game and Fable and Mixtape and the Dark Ages and State of Decay and the Veilguard and all these things. I remember that one more than I remember last year's. Last year's was Silksong, Dawnwalker, which they just showed off at Summer Games Fest. Clockwork Revolution they showed off last year. I remember Chronos the New Dawn they showed off last year. There are no Ghosts at the Grand they showed off last year. Oh, and they teased Persona 4 Revival last year. Oh my god, they have to play. They have to show Persona 4. If they don't show Persona 4 Revival for real this year, what was the point of teasing it last year? That's crazy. Genuinely they do, right? You know what? That's gonna be my big swing for tomorrow. It's gotta be Persona 4. It's gotta be Persona 4. It's gonna be Gears of War, it's gonna be Halo, it's gonna be Call of Duty, it's gonna be Doom, it's gonna be a Fable something to tide you over until February because they keep delaying the game. It's gonna be like maybe one new property. They're gonna say they're gonna spend too much time talking about what their plans are for some bullshit that we don't care about, like last year when they were talking about the Cube Xbox box, the Xbox, or maybe it was like the Xbox ROG Ally or whatever, just an Xbox themed thingamabob. And they just really can't top Silksong. They just really can't top Silksong Persona 4 in the same showcase. So I don't expect them to. But if they don't have Persona 4 after having it last year, I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm gonna lose my damn mind. I'm gonna lose my ding dang gosh darn dang mind. And it's gonna be a problem. So yeah. Those are my predictions for tomorrow, I think. I don't think we have anything else. What else could they show? They canceled Perfect Dark already. I wish they hadn't. I wish they didn't. It was gonna be so good. It was gonna be so cool. It was gonna be so sick. They announced it at the Game Awards, and then they showed it at the game showcase 4 years later in 2024. And then they canceled it. Rough Crystal Dynamics. Having a rough go of it. I guess they're making the Tomb Raider games, which they've also just kind of given up and started using AI on those. Or at least on the Legacy of Atlantis. But maybe that, again, that could have been an Amazon Game Studio decision, but also weird. Weird. I don't know. Those are my predictions for tomorrow. Halo, Gears of War, Fable to tide you over, probably Call of Duty, and you better fucking show me Persona 4 Revival, otherwise I'm gonna lose my damn mind. Everything outside of that, completely foreign to me. I hope that there is a cool new indie game. You know, last year they showed Silksong, they showed Keeper. Even if it's not an indie game, I just mean like a smaller budget game. They showed Silksong, they showed Keeper. The year before that, they showed Mixtape. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for something. I always enjoy the Xbox Game Showcases more than State of Plays generally, but my highest highs have been on State of Plays, right? This week's State of Play, pretty good. Pretty good. A lot of stuff that people were anticipating, waiting for, hoping to see, and finally getting some clarity on what those things are on Wolverine and the new God of War and some more Tokon and a few other things in that showcase. And you know what? Summer Games Fest felt like an extension of that. It felt like more of that. More of getting what we kind of expected with a few unexpected things thrown in there. And fucking Tupac, I guess. But for the most part, it was just like, yeah, you want this. And it's true. I do want those. And people do want those. And we do want to see more of those. And we wanted to see more of everything there. But... and of course, there was some new stuff as well. Some new looks at things that had already been announced previously that didn't really have any real gameplay trailer or any real information about them, no release windows or anything. So now we got that. And then Final Fantasy VII to cap it off was crazy. And Resident Evil just pumps out the Capcom is just pumping out video games like there's no tomorrow. They're just pumping out Resident Evil games like a goddamn hot dog factory. And I'm slobbing wiener, Capcom. I am. I'm not, because I have to make it through the rest of the series. I'm only on RE3, the original, right now. But I do own most of the series. So hopefully we can play some more of those games. I know Requiem was big. I haven't played it because I'm nowhere near playing it, but we'll see. We will see. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, those are my predictions for tomorrow. After that is the PC Gamer Show. I don't know if we're gonna watch that. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll play some video games after the Xbox Showcase. I'll probably be sick of watching shit, and I'll just look up what's happening. We'll see. But for now, I just wanted to get a quick little chat in, a quick yapping. Let's see if I remember how to do this after one day. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I always want to be streaming. It's so, I want to be streaming. What a deal. It is what it is. Also, I want to say this before I forget. I don't know if this is... I was watching Barry and Orenthal's karaoke the other day. And very early on in the stream... well, for one, my cat was mesmerized. By Orenthal on the screen. And I thought it was very funny. I took a picture. Because she was looking everywhere but Barry, but I could still see Barry's eyes over the cat, so it was kind of like classic cook chair situation that we get from Barrel the Bug. Which I thought was very funny. But also, at one point, basically right around then, I was thinking... it was like the first song that Oren sang. It was like... And I had just been scrolling Twitter beforehand, so I saw it in Oren's a fish, so I was like... That fish gas. That fish gas. That fish gas. That fish gas. Because that was what my timeline was the entire day. That fish gas. That big guy. That big guy. So stupid. I don't know why I felt compelled to share that, but I did. That big guy. Definitely should not be saying that, but it's true. That fish is gas. I swear to God. I swear to God. But yeah, I just wanted to yap for a little bit. I don't even think this is going to be an hour-long stream. Has it been an hour? Barely. Almost. You know what? Maybe I'll just... What if I just said a bunch of nonsense for 2 minutes? Howdy doody. Yippee. Oh, wait. Let me see my report card. I didn't do my report card today. I don't feel like playing video games. I got an F in this class. It's true. The stream has 0 viewers. 0 likes. Maybe my least watched stream of the entire year. And I'm not even funny. I ain't even doing a bit, bro. I ain't even bitting around. I said maybe my least watched stream of the entire year. There's no maybe about it. This is my least watched stream of the entire year. What the hell? What the hell? What happened? Where did everybody go? I miss you guys. Where did you go? I'll take the F. I'll take the F. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. 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 Class dismissed. Bye-bye.